Hello and welcome. We are so glad you're joining us today as we get ready for an exciting and meaningful journey in this year's Race Across America. For the fifth time, Zoe International is taking part in one of the world's most challenging endurance cycling events. But this year is especially unique because for the first time ever, instead of having 8 riders, Zoe will be competing as a 2-man team. This Saturday, June 20th, RAAM will kick off in Oceanside, California, where our riders, Randy Martin and Zoe East Coast Regional Director Brad Ortenzi, will take a nonstop 3,000-mile race across the United States, all the way to Atlantic City, New Jersey. Along the way, they'll cross mountains, deserts, and countless miles of open road, all to raise awareness and support for the fight against child trafficking. Over the next few minutes, we'll take a closer look at what RAAM is, hear why these men are willing to push themselves through one of the toughest endurance events on the planet, and share how you can follow the team's progress throughout the race, where to find updates, and ways you can get involved. Thank you for being here. We're excited to give you a closer look at the road ahead, the people behind this mission, and the impact your support can make. Let's get started.
Human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
Race Across America is a 3,000-mile bike ride that starts in California and ends in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Once it starts, it doesn't stop until you reach the end. So it's 3,000 miles, 24 hours a day, and it's known as the toughest bike race in America.
Probably one of the world's hardest endurance races for cyclists. It's an ultra cycling event. This is going to be like doing multiple Ironman in a row.
In the past, we've always had 8-man relay teams. This year, we're switching to the 2-man format. Having 2 people is a completely different concept for us. To the cyclists, it's many more miles on the road. Sleep is going to be a challenge. It's a crazy race. It pushes you to your limits. We're going to have weather, we're going to have high winds and crazy heat. We are estimating that we hope to finish in about 8 days. Race Across America has been a great platform for Zoe to enter our team in. We get great exposure and we get to do an awareness as we're raising funds for human trafficking.
From California to the East Coast, we get to spread the word about what Zoe's doing. We get to talk about human trafficking. The most important thing in all of this is that we're spreading the gospel.
This whole endeavor really isn't about a bike race. It's about just bringing awareness to human trafficking, connecting people to Zoe. If people see 2 cyclists going across the country, taking everything they can to spread the word, that maybe they'll listen.
Now that you've had a chance to meet the riders and learn a little bit more about Race Across America, we want to give you an even closer look at the heart behind this journey. Recently, Brad Ortenzi, Zoe's East Coast Regional Director, and rider Randy Martin joined Deborah Pinkerton on Morning Light to talk about the upcoming race and the mission driving every mile. In this interview, Brad shares how Zoe is working to prevent child trafficking and protect vulnerable children throughout Pennsylvania and across the nation. Randy also talks about what it means to take a week-long race from coast to coast and how he hopes this incredible challenge will help raise awareness for children who need hope, protection, and a future free from exploitation. Let's take a look at their conversation with Deborah Pinkerton and hear directly from the people behind this year's Race Across America team.
Welcome back, reaching every person by sharing the life-changing message of the gospel and rescuing every child from human trafficking. Those are the goals of Zoe International. Joining us is Brad Ortenzi, the USA Eastern Regional National Director, to talk about their biggest fundraiser, Bike Riding Across America. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
So remind us about Zoe International.
Yes, so Zoe International is a global ministry. We are in 5 countries, Thailand, Japan, Mexico, and Australia, and then also here in the U.S. Here in the U.S., we're in Los Angeles and Southeast Pennsylvania. And our mission is to rescue every child that's enslaved in child trafficking and reach everyone with the gospel.
And what are you seeing?
Yeah, I was a missionary in Thailand for 5 years, so obviously in developing nations, things look differently. But coming back here to Pennsylvania, it's been eye-opening. I did not think there would be a level of human trafficking here locally as it is now. So it's worse than what I had thought.
And talk about the success rate.
Yeah, success rate is tough. We spend a lot of time on prevention because once someone enters into trafficking, it's a hard road out. Because statistics say less than 1% of those that are in trafficking will find their way out of being a victim.
Zoe International, I love the name. Tell us, what does it mean?
Yeah, Zoe. So Zoe is Greek for life. And the way Zoe portrays this is the full life that God offers us, specifically when you look at the restorative efforts of Zoe with the women and children that we work with.
And what is the reaction that you receive from the women and children that you do rescue?
Yeah, it's it's a spectrum of different things depending on what their situation was like. And I can speak just for my time in Thailand, which was some of the blessed work I've ever done in my life of watching Jesus get a hold of these children and just love them like a daddy through their hard part. Really, and that's what really keeps me going for my work here in the United States.
Wonderful. Let's talk about the bike ride. This is a big bike ride taking place next month.
It is 3,000, almost 3,100 miles. Starts in Oceanside, California, and ends in Atlantic City, New Jersey. The race across America has been going on for, I believe this is his 43rd year. I remember watching the race as a child on Wild World of Sports and never thought I'd be racing in it one day. But it's great for Zoe because most teams that enter into the race use it for their platform for their charity of choice or their awareness project. So it gives us a great platform to have people engage in Zoe and learn more about human trafficking as it goes.
So tell us the way it goes when it starts in California, then. What are the different places that you'll visit?
It goes through 12 states. I can tell you the terrain because that's ingrained in our mind, most besides the states. But as soon as we get out of the gate, we're in desert for a few days. Generally, it hasn't been any cooler than about 110 coming across the desert. And then slowly going up over the Rockies and then Kansas, the flatlands, and then we're blessed with the Appalachians when we get to the East Coast. So it is a grueling race, over 170,000 feet of climb from start to finish.
Oh my goodness. How do you spread the gospel along the way? What type of impact are you
Yeah,
having?
so a couple ways. Generally, this is almost like a mission trip for all our crew. So it's just 2 of us riding this year, but we have a crew of 11 on top of that. So we look at this as us taking a mission across the country. But we also do a 24-hour live stream with this. So you can see the race, you can see the racer, you'll see inside the crew vans. But we also do live interviews during this whole time to tell people what God's doing through Zoe, some testimonies, etc. So we've kind of taken every opportunity we can to share Jesus throughout this whole 8-day event.
And how can we pray for you and the team? This is something very big.
It is. So Randy and I, we're kind of getting a little more apprehensive at times as it gets closer. We've done the 8-man relay 4 times. We've never done a 2-man relay. So this is just, the numbers are a little daunting. Each of us will be riding almost 200 miles a day for 8 days. So I think pray for just our health, safety of us, safety of the crew, and safety of everyone out on the ride. There's many cyclists that are participating in this race, so safety is the number one thing.
Okay, well, we certainly will be praying for you and the team.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing this with us.
Thanks for having me.
This year's race across America marks a new chapter for Randy Martin. He has served as the team mechanic on several rides, but this year he will take part as a rider. Randy, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
So first of all, tell us how you got involved with Zoe International.
Well, simply, it started with Brad asking me to be a mechanic for one of the first 8-man teams. I didn't know a lot about Zoe at the time, but they needed a mechanic, and I was able to go along because of, family, children are married and out of the house, so it freed me up. I had the time to do it. It takes a pretty big commitment to be a crew member for the team. So I got to go along with them the first year and then done it every year since. We do it basically every 2 years is what we're on. And yeah, so that's how I got to know Zoe, and through that learned more about the ministry and what they're doing and the impact they're having on child trafficking. Yeah.
So why did you decide to ride this year?
It was more that I was asked to ride than deciding to ride. This is being an off year. We usually do it every other year. Brad had suggested that maybe to keep the momentum going with fundraising and everything, we fill in the middle in between 2 of the years with a 2-man team. And I had participated in all the teams prior to this, so it was kind of, he said I was a natural for it. And Brad and I have done some ultra endurance events together as well, so we felt we could do it. So
how do you prepare physically and also mentally for this?
Mentally, I'm not exactly sure. Well, I do. I've seen the 8-man teams and how we've gotten through that, and I know how grueling it's going to be and the fog that'll set in, the mental fog through the week. Right now, I do a lot of, because our shifts are going to be an hour to 2 hours, I do a lot of riding on the weekdays and weekends. Like I'll do a day and a night and a day where I just ride for 2 hours, take a break, ride 2 more, take a break. Just trying to simulate the race that we're going to be doing. So,
wow, it is grueling.
It is.
What do you hope to accomplish, and how do you hope to spread the gospel?
I hope to accomplish the race in the 8 days that we've set. I also hope that through this all that we spread the gospel. And you say about spreading the gospel, even the team has become sort of a ministry. We interact with non-believers as we go, and I think it's pretty cool that some of the non-believers get to see Christian men and women doing something really, really hard, and how God helps them through all of that and works in their lives. And ultimately, I really do hope somebody hears the gospel through this. So.
And we were talking earlier, and you said this has turned into such a ministry. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, we affect not only the people on the trafficked children and everything like that, but the team itself. We've had non-believers on the team. We've had the people along the route, that we meet, ask us why we're doing what we're doing. And we get to tell them why we do what we're doing and how this is going to affect lives. And yeah, it's hard to explain to people sometimes why we're doing it. It's so hard and difficult. But we also know that the children that are trafficked have no choice in their situation. And that's really hard and bad. What Brad and I do, we have a choice. We've chosen to do this. We also have a choice. If it got really bad, we could always get out of it. But yeah, I think we do affect the people around us. They get to see, like I said, it's been one of the most incredible experiences for me to see this group of really eclectic people, Christian people, and how they come together and work together to make this happen. And it never stops once it starts. So it's the most chaos you can throw at somebody in a group of people, and yet I truly believe, because of the faith of most of all the people on the team, that's how we get through it.
God shines through, gives you the courage, the endurance to take you through this journey, a journey that is going to make a difference for many.
Yeah.
How can we pray for you?
Safety is always number one, but also that we reflect Christ's love in all of this. I mean, like when we really get low, that we keep ourselves in check. It's always been one of the things, have grace. We talk about the grace. We say we got to give everybody grace, because there's a lot of tension in this as it moves along.
Well, we'll be following you on your journey. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
As race day gets closer, one of the most exciting parts of Race Across America is the opportunity for supporters to follow the journey in real time. Last year, viewers were able to tune in and follow along as the team crossed the country, hearing updates directly from the riders, crew members, supporters, and sponsors. We're excited to share that this year's race will also be live streamed, giving you a front row seat to the challenges, victories, and unforgettable moments that make Race Across America such a remarkable event. We invite you to join us throughout Race Week on YouTube and Facebook Live as we bring you behind-the-scenes access from the road and keep you connected to the mission every mile of the way. And speaking of journey, last year's race was an incredible milestone for the team. Team Zoe crossed the finish line in first place, demonstrating endurance, teamwork, and determination while raising awareness for children in need of protection and hope. In past years, we also created a Race Across America documentary called A Ride for Freedom, which captured our 2023 RAAM race and tells part of the story of the team's journey and mission. Take a look at the trailer.
Is RAAM the Super Bowl of endurance cycling? I guess I don't think there's anything harder than that. I'm envisioning it's going to be insane, but it's probably going to be worse than that.
It's chaos, and it's about how you make order out of that chaos. Decides a lot on how you win.
You're exhausted, sleep deprived, it's 3 in the morning, and you gotta climb a hill in the dark. You need to remember your why.
The race part of it is just to draw them in and to get them engaged. And then when people get engaged, they see what they can do to make a difference.
What RAAM does really is indicative of those on the front lines of human trafficking, just day after day, the grind, very in-your-face example of what it's like to do this work.
These kids don't have control of what happens to them. So how can we make a difference in people's lives? Man, it just motivates me to do something.
This documentary is available to watch in full on Zoe International's YouTube channel. And you can also visit gozoe.org to stay connected, follow for updates, and learn more about how you can support the riders and the mission through this year's race. As we look ahead to this year's Race Across America, we're incredibly grateful for every person who has supported this journey. Whether through prayer, encouragement, sharing the mission, volunteering, sponsoring the team, or simply taking the time to learn more about the cause. Over the coming days, we invite you to follow the race, stay connected through live streams and social media updates, and help us spread awareness about the reality of child trafficking and the hope that exists. Most importantly, we ask that you keep the riders, crew, and everyone involved in your prayers as they embark on this extraordinary journey across the country. Every mile ridden is more than a race. It's an opportunity to shine light on the lives of vulnerable children and inspire others to take action. Together, we can help create a future where every child is safe, known, and free. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for believing in this mission. And we'll see you on race day.